Hey, Cavs fans. Welcome to another episode of the Cavs Pick and Roll podcast. I'm Alex, and I'm here with Corey. What's up, Corey?
Hey. Ready to talk some Cavs basketball as always. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing great. I got my Cavs 50 seasons rock glass here, if you can see that.
Yes. I see the shirt, too.
Yeah.
The celebrating 50-year shirt.
Yeah, the 50 seasons Cavs shirt. Yeah, I'm decked out in all the 50-year gear here.
Awesome, man.
Drinking, I got the last pour of the Weller Antique 107. She's dead, Jim. That was a good bottle.
Very nice. Very nice. Alex is always sipping on something when we record. And if you want to see what he's sipping on, by the way, we mentioned in our last episode, we're now on YouTube. We appreciate everybody that listens to the episode, but special shout out to those that have checked out the YouTube channel, checked out the first video, subscribed to the channel. Thank you for the support. And if you haven't checked this out yet, this episode will also be up on YouTube, where you can also watch us now. So very cool.
How about you, Corey? What you got there?
I got a Cavs hoodie, man. I got
Nice.
a Cavs hoodie, a ball to go in your face. I'm going to pass it to you. You're going to catch it on your screen. We'll do some special effects. And I'm joking, but we ain't that fancy yet. But maybe one day, do one of those. And yeah.
We need to up our production values here.
We're getting there. But Alex, the Cavs right now, they are in the midst of a West Coast trip. And typically when we go out on the road, it feels like you never know what you're going to get with this team.
Man, we've been struggling on the road. We haven't played well on the road at all. That last West Coast trip was rough. That was a lot of losses. And so far this one started out a little better. I mean, we've already got one win down, right?
Right. And they got a chance to leave this thing coming out pretty okay. They're in Portland as we're recording here, about 15 minutes away from tip-off here. So I'm actually looking forward to recording this and then turning on the game and checking that out. But let's go back a little bit to the beginning of the West Coast trip, Alex. It started out in Phoenix, and Phoenix is one of those teams that just always kind of makes me nervous because they've played really well the last couple of years. And then I saw there was no Chris Paul, and I was like, okay.
I would, Corey, I would say it started in Denver, that game against the Nuggets that we got smoked in.
Well, that game, so that's true. I'm thinking of the first Suns game before the West Coast trip. The Nuggets game, what sucked about that was, and rightfully so, I guess, deservingly so, there was no Mitchell that game, to be fair. So that probably hurt us a little bit. But what was your kind of take on that game?
LeVert, that was the game that LeVert had 22 points. He was the high scorer on the team, which was good, I guess. And it was an efficient. He had an efficient game too. I think he was like 8 for 13. Played really well, and that's kind of what we need LeVert to do, is step up when we need points. And with Mitchell out, he did that. So I mean, you got 10 points from Love, you got 15 from Jetty Osman, 21 from Garland, 13 from Allen, 12 from Mobley. I mean, it was really spread out. Good performance from everybody, but I mean, it just wasn't enough. We were getting killed. I mean, Jokic was killing us.
Jokic, I was just going to say, put up 28 points, 15. He had a triple-double. He had 15 points, and we gave up 10 assists, and I'm like, just, you can't let that happen. It's hard to recover from. And then they had well-balanced scoring, too. Michael Porter Jr., 16 points, 18 from Jamal Murray. I've always liked Jamal Murray's game.
Yeah.
And then you had other guys like Caldwell Pope put in 14, Bruce Brown Jr. puts in 13. So just, I agree. Like, the offensive scoring balance was there for the Cavs. LeVert stepped up and provided a scoring, punch with Mitchell being out. But just the defense, it wasn't good enough. Gave up 121 points. And it just wasn't enough for the Cavs to get a victory on the road, where unfortunately they didn't have their leader in Mitchell as he was resting that game.
Right. We were behind the whole game.
We were. I mean,
we're really able to catch up.
Yeah. How do you feel? Like, would make you mad if you were like a Denver fan and like Mitchell sits, or like if the Nuggets were in Cleveland and Jokic sits, like would you be pretty upset about that with the money you paid for those tickets? I mean, they didn't.
Yeah,
Denver fans didn't pay to go watch Levert. Chetty Osman.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be. I mean, I'm there to see my team play, but you always
Yeah.
want to see. I mean, you want to. I mean, the way like sometimes I pick Cavs games, right, is to see who's coming into town. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, you want to
Totally.
see those star players on the other teams. So yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that, but
Yeah.
it is
Well,
what it is.
yeah, and they got the victory, I guess. They got to take advantage, which is what you're supposed to do when, a star player is sitting out, resting, etc. But yeah, I mean, not a ton much more here to say. It's kind of funny. I keep hearing, we're like the number one defensive team, or maybe we're top two or three now, since the last couple games, but it's just like it just feels like the scoring in the NBA is a lot higher this year. I'm like, how are we number one defensive in the team? And I look at these box scores, and it's 110 plus every night for the other team. It feels like, like very rarely are we kept the Suns under 100 the next game, and actually both times we played the Suns, but they also didn't have Chris Paul and Booker. I know missed at least the game we were out in Phoenix. So that's a little bit more um, understanding, but like you're looking at these other games, it just feels like it's such high scoring these days. And it's just
Hmm.
crazy that like we're the number one defense, giving up 108 points or something like that.
Yeah, and we've had so many games go into overtime too. It's crazy. It's
I
like
think what's even
I don't remember any seasons that we went into overtime so many times against teams.
and what's even more crazy is I'm pretty confident we've won every OT game. I think we've played 5 or 6 now. The Bulls being the last one. I'm pretty confident that we've won every single OT game. So at
Yeah, it
least we
sure
have that
seems
going
like it.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So that was the Nuggets game. Now we'll get to the Suns game. I jumped ahead a little bit. No Chris Paul in this game. No Booker in this game. Um, and the Cavs were able to take care of business. Mitchell comes back. They take advantage of a team that was hurting a little bit, missing a couple key pieces. I don't know what the deal is with Chris Paul. Like, I haven't really. I'll be honest with you. I don't pay attention really to other teams as much as I used to in years past. I'm just keeping my eye and attention to the Cavs. But I don't know if like Paul has some sort of significant injury where he's out for a significant amount of time. He's getting towards the twilight of his career, so that could be the case. Um, but yeah, just the Phoenix team weren't 100%, and the Cavs were able to take advantage. Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, we played really well against the Suns. I think we how did we do against the Suns earlier in the season? I'm trying to remember. We played them like towards the beginning of the season, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive we did. We
I
might
feel
have
like
beat
we
them.
always play the Suns pretty well. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, which actually maybe that's not right because it'd be kind of weird to play a West Coast team 3 times. We
No,
played
no,
them
you're right.
earlier.
I'm
We
probably
played them
just
earlier in the
thinking.
month at home. We played them on
Yeah.
the road, and that's probably it. I never see us playing West Coast teams more, but we just caught them, I guess, when they were down a little bit, and we were able to take advantage both times and get the victory. And again, for the Cavs, nothing significant. No 71-point performances here,
Hmm.
but it was well balanced scoring. Mitchell and Garland both give you 22. Allen does his thing, gets you 13 and 12. Okuro chips in with 14. Gotta love that. And Mobley chips in with 14. Levert gives you 13. So it's pretty. I feel like the Cavs are pretty tough to beat when they get 4, 5, 6 players in double digits, and that's probably fair to say amongst any team. But the Cavs have had pretty good success when that happens typically.
Yeah, yeah, and all the scoring was pretty much from the starters. There wasn't much production from
Yeah,
the
the bench.
bench
Yeah,
besides
Love had a
Levert.
bad game. Yeah,
Yeah.
Levert was the only one that gave you anything off the bench. Love has been a little bit up and down lately.
He's been in a funk
Um,
lately. He's
yeah,
typically your
yes.
go-to 3-point shooter, and man, he's lost his touch the last few games, I think.
And we were just talking about how, man, it'd be awesome to have Kevin Love in the 3-point contest. He
Yeah,
is not helping his case. He
we
is not
jinxed it.
helping his case. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, the Suns team kind of struggling right now. They're 20 and 21, so the Cavs took care of business. One thing here, I guess. So I want to just call this out here. So Mobley's stat line was 14, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. I feel like that's solid. And what I wanted to bring up was I saw some comments from Kendrick Perkins. I'm wordsmithing here. Look at that. Is Perkins calling you right now, Alex? I'm not editing that out, by the way. I'm not. We just post this stuff. Perk is calling. Get me on the show. But Perkins was kind of calling out Mobley, kind of like, we haven't seen that expected leap this year. And, he should be like a 20 and 10 guy, or at least around DeAndre Ayton type numbers. So I feel like he said this probably right around the time of the Suns game. And I guess, like, I saw some people online commenting, most people disagreeing, some people agreeing with him, but like, we've talked about this a few times now this season with Mobley. He had such a breakout year last year. I think he exceeded all expectations, should have been rookie of the year. At least, our fan base is going to strongly feel that way. But like, where are you at, Alex, with Mobley? Are you still, fine with where he's at? You think he's progressing fine, or is any alarms going off from you at this point?
No, in the season? There's no alarms going off. I think he's playing well. I think, with the addition of Mitchell, it kind of pushes everybody down the hierarchy of who can score. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get nearly as many points. He's not being relied on to get points at all. He's just there to defend and grab rebounds, and if you can make an assist, make a play, that's what he's there for. He's not there to score as much. Sure, it's good for him to get the ball in the paint and score. Absolutely, you're also trying to do that for Allen, but most of our scoring is going to come from Mitchell and Garland.
Right, and he had 6 assists that game, so he's doing what he's doing. He's moving the ball. He's seeing, other players open, and he's kicking it out. And I agree. And that was basically the defense. Most of the defenses that I saw online, kind of like replying back to those comments. It's like, you brought in Donovan Mitchell, and you have Garland. You have 2 ball dominant scoring guards in your backcourt that are going to do the heavy lifting night in and night out. Throw in someone like a LeVert, who has the capability of going off on nights. Remember the night he had 41, the same night that Mitchell did. So the capability's there. And there's other players on this team that can get hot too, like Kevin Love when he is shooting good. Osman can do some things. So, yeah, I don't think it's no surprise that like his scoring is it's not felt like he's gotten to like that 20-point mark. If we didn't bring in someone like a Mitchell, then yeah, I could have seen that happening this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm also not complaining that we brought in Mitchell, and this is where Evan Mobley is at right now. He's still going to be a very good player in this league. He's still going to continue to grow and be part of the core, the core of this team for years to come. So I kind of thought it was a little bit of a bogus take, considering the situation and the changes that the Cavs have made to the team with bringing in Mitchell.
Yeah. And outside of Mitchell, I mean, I like to see the balanced scoring on the team. I like to see everybody get, 10, 12, 14 points. That's great that we're spreading the ball around. Nobody's being super selfish. Besides Mitchell's 71, and no, but I like what I'm seeing. If Mobley gets 12, 14 every night, that's what he should be doing. That's great.
Yeah, and the one thing I kind of feel too, like I always kind of have a little smirk when I see like Jared Allen's stat line, because like they don't run any plays for Jared Allen. All Jared Allen's points is just hustle points, outworking the defender, catching alley-oops, backs after getting the rebound, and like he gets to double digits scoring every night. And like Allen can do the same thing. They'll run some sets for him, and he converts sometimes he doesn't. What I don't want them to try to turn him into at some point is, I don't know if you remember, like when Z was here, the LeBron years, they used to try to like start the playoff by dumping it to Z first. And they did that in the Utah game, which we're going to get to next, the first 2 possessions. I'm like, oh God, this is like flashbacks of Mike Brown and them forcing it to Z to go, miss the first shot of the game, and the other team scores 2 or 3 buckets. Like, don't get into that mode. Just let him work in the natural flow of the offense. Don't try this forcing the ball down to him crap. It's just too predictable, and it allows the defense to collapse on him. And I just don't think it's going to work out very well. Let him play. You're going to run some plays for him. to where you're never going to do that for Allen, but just let him play in the flow of the game and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Just let him be in the paint and feast.
Exactly. He does need to bulk up, but that'll come with time. It's only his second year. So let's move on to the Utah game. So this happened. Now we gotta talk about it, man. We gotta talk about it. This game has obviously some hype around it because it's Mitchell going back home for his first appearance back in Utah, right? And so, this was kind of a big deal, I'm sure, for him, for the team. I'm sure they wanted to win this game for Mitchell. And Mitchell showed out. He put up 46 points. He was cooking early in the game. He was aggressive. I'm still just so amazed at some of the type of shots he makes, Alex, especially his 3-pointers. He just blows my mind how good he is at shooting the 3-ball.
Absolutely. Mitchell's a beast, man. 46 points.
Yeah.
This game, though, this game was a killer. I don't want to sound like a Bulls commentator, but the officiating was brutal. I guess some calls, it's either go your way or they don't. And this was one of the nights that the calls didn't go our way. I thought the officiating was just atrocious, but it is what it is. It's part of the game. That's all I have to say about that.
What's funny is I forget who posted it within. I don't remember if this was somebody. It probably was somebody national, or maybe somebody took a national post and posted it more regional. But there was like some Twitter post online that like graded fan bases on who complains the most about officiating during a game, and it had the Cavs fan base number 3 on that list, which I thought was pretty funny actually. Because I don't know, like when I'm scrolling through Twitter and stuff during the game, I don't know. I don't see that many people moaning about officiating. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that.
Not constantly throughout the game, but I thought that was kind of interesting. But you know what else hurt us this game? I felt we lost Allen early in the game. He only played 7 minutes. He ended up leaving the game. I guess he was ill. He tried to play and it wasn't working. And again, we talked about how Allen's kind of the heart of that team. He's that backbone waiting down there at the rim to, stuff it down your throat.
Yeah, he's definitely the heart of the defense. He's our anchor. Yeah. And when he's not in the game, it's a completely different game.
And he's a double-double machine, right? Rebounds, scoring, blocks. He's going to get some blocks, assists. Like he does a little bit of everything. He's a bigger version of Delly, basically, right? But losing him, that kind of hurt. I felt us a little bit, and man, the more frustrating part though of this game, obviously, was the fact that we had the game won. Alex, I don't know how much of this game you saw, but it was under 2 minutes. The Cavs are up 5 and have the ball, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, okay, they score on this possession, it's game over, right? Garland dribbles it off his foot, it goes out of bounds. We turn it over, and then LeVert happened.
I think the shitty officiating happened with the.
You want to walk through? We want to walk through what happened here.
I don't remember it well enough to I think walk through it, but I remember Clarkson getting fouled taking a 3.
Yes,
which was BS.
Which he made, by the way.
Oh yeah, he made, and then makes the free throw.
Because it was a flagrant foul.
Flagrant foul because he leaned into it and kicked a leg out, which was BS.
Yes.
And then almost the same thing happens the very next play, and he gets to shoot 3 free throws again. Yeah, like I said, officiating was crap.
LeVert actually had a chance to redeem himself because after Clarkson hits that free throw on the 4-point play, obviously the Cavs call a timeout. The Cavs are down 1 at that point, and LeVert had a wide open
3.
And I'm like, okay, he's going to hit this. Like he's going to redeem himself, right? He misses that, which, okay. But then you're still only down 1. There's 40-something seconds left in the game. You play good defense. You score on the next possession. You're still in this, right? And then he fouls again. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh my God. Oh man, it was like, it's pretty late at this point because it was a
Yeah.
later game and I'm up around pacing and
Sunkus.
I'm just like, oh my God. And the free throws are made and just, I got to ask the question, Alex. You remember when JR screwed up in the finals game by not calling a timeout after grabbing that rebound? Is
How
this
could I
the
forget?
biggest blunder? Is this the biggest Cavs blunder since then? Can you think of a bigger F up than the
There
back to
was
back Levert fouls for freaking 7 points?
probably not.
7 point swing.
That's a big one. Yeah, the 7 point swing. Yeah,
Oh,
the only other incident that comes to mind is the Kevin Love inbound pass,
yeah.
the
To
angry tantrum inbound pass.
yeah,
But
in Toronto, they
yeah,
made a 3-pointer after that. I think.
yeah,
Yeah, that one would have been the biggest one, but I think this one takes the cake. It bumps the K Love one down a little bit. But man, just a frustrating loss. Mitchell had to be heated internally. You know what I mean? I didn't watch his press conference or anything like that. I would have been curious to see how well he kept it together. I'm sure he's a professional. He's done 100 million interviews by now, so I'm sure he handled it fine. But I'm sure he was pissed because that game was won. And to go back to
yeah.
Utah for his first time, that's not how he wanted to handle that. So, and like you said, he showed out, man. 46 points. He single handedly was winning, was trying to win that game basically, and all he needed at the very end was just smart decisions, and that just wasn't the case. And Levert makes those fouls and 7 point swing, and that's the game.
Yep,
It's crazy.
that's it.
What did you think about? What did you think about marketing? So this is the first time marketing's been playing really well this season, just in general, by the way. But what did you think about him? Like seeing him play again? Do you miss him at all, or are you know
He's a
where are
great
you at?
player. He is a great
Yeah,
player. I mean, he didn't play this well when he played for us.
he had some good moments. I felt he had
He
some
did.
strong outings.
Yeah,
Freaking 16 rebounds. What is he? Freaking K Love and Timberwolves from 2000 freaking 8, 25 and 16. You can't let that happen, Cass.
yeah.
That's no Allen because Allen was guarding him in the beginning of the game. I really do think that Allen not playing in that game really did kind of hurt things, but you can't give up 25 and 16.
I was really hoping to see Sexton play in this game. I do miss
Yeah,
Sexton. I miss Sexton more than I miss
do you?
Markkanen or Clarkson or anybody else that
I miss
we
Clarkson
gave to
more than any
Utah.
of them.
You miss
I miss
Clarkson.
Clarkson. Yeah, Clarkson's still a bucket, man. He was a bucket when he was here.
Yeah,
It just didn't work out when they brought him in, but he was a bucket after LeBron left. And he's one of the guys that I felt like, it wouldn't have been a bad thing if he would have been kept around because he would have been able to provide a scoring punch like he is there out in Utah. I mean, he put up 32 points. He was the leading scorer, for Utah that game. And he can still light it up. So he'd be a great player, if we could have kept him around somehow. I get it. It is what it is. The whole contract thing. The Cavs didn't want to pay him and all that stuff. But man, Clarkson, he would have been a nice player to have right now. And he really killed us too. You can't, at the same time, on the flip side of that, love Clarkson, but you can't give up 32 to him. You just
hmm
can't do that.
yeah,
You can't give up, 57 points between him and Marketing. I mean, that's game. It's game.
right.
You know who
And
else played? Did you see who else played?
Abaji played.
Baji played, man.
It would have been our rookie. He had 18 minutes. He played quite a bit.
Yeah, they gave him some run. Only 2 points. Didn't really get to see a ton of him out, like him doing anything out there. But glad to see he's getting some run out there in Utah. So
He was playing some good
yeah,
defense.
yeah, he's solid. He's got a good built NBA body. I felt, and that was one of the things I remember us talking about. And he's a little bit more seasoned, right? He wasn't a one and done. Like he just has that maturity to him. It feels like at least, and we'll see how that translates to the NBA. But he's got to get a shot, right? I mean, he's playing behind probably Clarkson. When Sexton comes back, that's probably not going to help his case too much. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Abaji. So Rudy Gay, man, I mean,
Rudy
7
Gay,
minutes, 7 points.
still around, still hanging in.
Still around doing his thing, man. Mike Conley Jr. too.
Yeah, Conley too. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Old school.
just a weird team. Just a weird team out there in Utah. And that's where the All-Star game is, Alex, this year.
Yep.
Is out in Utah, Salt Lake. So
I've been getting my votes in, Corey.
yeah. So have you seen? Let's talk about that real quick before we get into some other stuff. I'm gonna bring it up on my phone, and I sent you the latest. But did you take a look at the latest counts of the All-Star votes?
Yeah, I glanced over it. Only one. Only 2 players that I've been voting for are on the list there. No.
James Harden
no
and
Jared Allen.
Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma's your other one, right?
No, oh my god! Damn, Corey, you're scrubbing the bottom there.
Yeah.
No, I was hoping to get Jared Allen in that list, but
yeah, Jared Allen,
Mitchell and Garland, of course. Yeah. I've been voting for Allen. I've been voting for Mobley, and I've been throwing Love a vote because why not?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Mitchell might be the only one getting in. The good news is he's number 2 in overall voting for backcourt. So he should get in. He should be a starter, and that'll be good because again, it's being hosted in the city that he played his entire NBA career up until this year. So I'm sure he'll want to show out for that game. Garland is within the top 10, but he's number 10 right now. That's probably minimizing his chances of sneaking in, at least in the initial vote. And then, Allen and Mobley are outside of the top 10. I don't even know where they're at. This is just a top 10 list. But when it comes to the front court, they're not even listed on this post that the Cavs actually posted today with the latest All-Star counts. So it's looking like it might just be Mitchell, Alex. We'll see.
Well, yeah.
Fan voting, man.
That
fan
would be
voting.
Disappointing. Yeah, it's fan voting. Why else would
Derrick Rose,
Kyrie
number 9.
be up there at the top?
Yeah,
Kyrie and Durant
crazy.
are the 2 leading.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I'll say this, man. Like Derrick Rose was a beast back in Chicago. Remember when LeBron was here still, and like Chicago was at the height. They had Luol Deng. They had who is it? Who's the
Noah?
guy? Noah, yeah, Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
They had a solid team. It felt like
Gibson.
that could be a great match. Yeah, Taj Gibson. Marketing was out there actually too at one point. And that Steve Kerr, Jim Paxson, but that felt like that, like Cavs and Bulls, man. That felt like that could have been a battle for years. And Rose was a beast, right? Wins MVP that one year. So it was one of those guys where I never rooted for, but I always had respect for. And remember, he was a Cavalier that one season. I forget what year it was. And he was solid for us. I mean, he wasn't Bulls form, but he was solid. So I've always kind of liked Derrick Rose, I guess. But should he be number 9 in voting in the 2023 All-Star game and what is probably his 14th or 15th year now? Hell to the no.
No way.
Hell to the no.
And do you remember when he was with the Cavs, he went through that whole thing where, remember the headline was, does Derrick Rose want to continue playing basketball or not?
I remember that.
He's like having a midlife crisis about it or something. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He was solid for us, though. You're right.
He was solid for us, and I got to get a Derrick Rose Cavs card now that he's on my. I keep a list, Alex.
You should just get a jersey to wear.
I'd be surprised if they even have any. To be honest with you, but yeah, man, Cavs. Our fan voting, it kind of plays a factor here in these things, unfortunately, and I think as a result, Mitchell's probably gonna be the only one that gets in, and it kind of goes back to what you just said a couple minutes ago when we were talking about Mobley. Mitchell coming in just kind of overshadows everybody else. Yeah. And that might feel like in a negative way in scenarios like this, but really at the end of the day, it's not, because the bigger picture is not getting to the All-Star game. It's getting to the playoffs, getting that experience that our young guys like Garland and Mobley, that they haven't experienced that, and ultimately contending for a title. So I'd rather have title runs over having, 3 or 4 Cavs in the All-Star game this
Yeah,
year.
I was going to ask
You
you,
know what I mean?
is there anybody you think that's going to end up in the skills challenge, the 3-point
I
challenge, the dunk
Yeah, I mean,
contest,
I I
anything?
I, I think there's still possible. K Love in the dunk contest for sure, but but
I'd
if
love to
there's a
see it.
if there's a trampoline, it should be like a K Love
Come on,
versus
man.
like Moondog like slam dunk contest, and they're both using the trampoline, and yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh
But
man,
like,
come on. Love can still jam it.
but you know what, man? Maybe the skills challenge. Like, I could see Garland doing that because he has handles and all that kind of stuff. 3-point contest, I still feel like there's possibilities there. Like, I would love to see Mitchell in that. I think that'd be cool. Garland or Love would be other candidates, obviously, for that. Slam dunk contest, in all seriousness, I don't see
I
anybody
mean,
on the
they
Cavs.
they usually pick young guys that
Yeah,
you might not even know their
like,
name. Like,
right.
maybe we could get a Coro in
Yeah, but
something, or I don't know.
yeah, I don't know though, because like, even if Okuro got in, like, that's cool and all, but like, outside of that one dunk he had against Houston where he dunked over 3 players, which is amazing, by the way. Like, he's not a fancy dunker, you know what I mean? So I don't really know. He's not like a super high riser. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how
I don't
well he
know.
would
I think
do
he
in something
can.
like that.
I think he would be good.
You
I
think he'd
really
beat
think
Bob
he would be.
Suros? You think he'd be better than Bob Sura in the dunk contest back in '97?
Yes, I do.
Oh god. And I only bring that up because today's Cavs card of the day was a Bob Sura card, Cavs fans, and I just had a flashback that Bob Sura was in the same dunk contest as Kobe Bryant. Oh man! All right,
Nice.
let's move on.
We went full circle there.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, so the Cavs are still in the middle of their West Coast trip, Alex, and actually, the Cavs should be tipping off right about now out in Portland against the Blazers. And the big news around this game is a certain somebody is returning, Alex. And I know you're really excited, and it's not Windler. It's not Windler. I know that would get you excited too.
It's Ricky
Rubio.
Rubio.
Oh man,
Rubio.
it's been a year since Rubio has played, and man, I'm excited to wrap up this recording here in a little bit. Go turn on the game and see what he does. He will be on a minute restriction. I saw something tweeted out that he's only going to play about 8 to 10 minutes tonight, which is fine.
Makes sense.
But man, it's funny. I see all the hype on Twitter. So many people are excited for Rubio to be playing tonight. The Rubio memes and gifs and all that stuff are popping back up online, and that's always
Love
a
it.
good thing to see. Gotta
Yeah.
love it. Gotta
Awesome.
love it. At the same time, this is a game, Alex, the Cavs got to get. Like I said, they can redeem themselves on this road trip if they can get back in the winning ways. You definitely don't want to leave this road trip going like 1-5 or something like that.
Right.
And I don't know if Lillard is playing. He had an ankle injury and he was questionable. Not sure if he's playing, but I always like Lillard. Lillard's always a fun guy to watch too.
Yeah. I like the look.
So
And McCollum, but he's not there anymore.
he's not there anymore. No, he's long gone. I think Roddy Hood's not there
I agree.
anymore.
1-5 would be very bad.
It'd be very bad, right?
That's my expert
So,
analysis on that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they got to get this game tonight against the Trailblazers. And then to wrap up the road trip, Alex, they go out to Minnesota Timberwolves Saturday night. They're going to go play against Karl Towns Anthony, whoever's out there anymore. No, there's no more Wiggins and Zach LaVine and all that stuff, Alex. But there's some guys out there, and they got to be ready to play against them. And it'd be nice if they can end this road trip with 2 wins.
Yeah,
That'd be a good West Coast trip.
It would be much better than the previous one.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, as far as we'll look ahead, but Martin Luther King Day is on Monday, the 16th. Yep. Always a fun day in the NBA as basketball game. It's better than Christmas Day, right? Because games start at like 11 or 12, noon or something like that, and they basically run all day. And the Cavs will be hosting the Pelicans at 3:00. You're going to see Zion, Alex. I think he's been
There
playing
we
well this
go.
year. You're going to see Zion. Maybe Griffin. You can go see Griffin. Catch up with him. David Griffin.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he hasn't been doing too well.
Health wise, you mean, or just in like the team?
I think just in general with the team, I think he hasn't been doing a very good job with that team. Like since he left the Cavs, it's
been rocky.
He got that Zion pick, and everything after that's been terrible in my opinion.
And it's kind of hard when your guy you're kind of banking on doesn't play though too at the same time, right? So he missed like the first year and a half of his career, or he was off and on, I should say. And again, he might be injured again by now. I don't know, but I've seen enough highlight videos of him over this season to know he's been playing, and he looks, he's playing good and stuff. So we'll see if he plays Monday, and that'll be good. 3:00 start on Martin Luther King Day.
Cool. That'll be a good one to catch.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
so Alex,
tomorrow's Friday the 13th. And,
it is.
Yeah, well, when you're listening to this, it probably will be Friday the 13th. And that is triple vote day for the All-Star. So get your votes in. Triple votes.
Definitely get your votes in.
Friday the 13th.
Definitely. I wonder, do you know, I wonder what the cutoff was for that. I know we're past the halfway point. So I wonder what the cutoff of that. I wonder if it runs through the end of the month. I'm not 100% positive, but it's got to be wrapping up here soon, the next week or two, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, definitely continue to vote, Cavs fans. You never know what can happen. And it'd be nice if we can squeeze another one in there somewhere, and we'll see what happens. So, Alex, I'll let you talk about this a little bit. But remember was it the last episode or episode before that, we talked about there's going to be a new way to watch Cavs games.
Right.
And we have a little bit of an update about that as far as not necessarily timing, but there's an article out there on cleveland.com about the pricing.
Yes, the pricing. See, I was so excited to hear Bally Sports was going to be on FuboTV. I was like, yes, I'm going to drop my YouTube TV. I'm going to subscribe to FuboTV. Yep. Dreams can come true. But no, Corey, they don't.
Or die.
Dreams go to Bally Sports to die, apparently, just like Jeff Phelps and everybody else they got rid of. But anyway, yeah, the pricing is ridiculous. So not only did FuboTV end up raising their base price $5, initially it was $70, right?
Right.
FuboTV is $70, YouTube TV is $65. So they raised the base price of FuboTV to $75, and on top of that, they're adding a regional sports fee, which is $14. So you're looking at paying what, $89?
The total came to $89.
$89 a month for FuboTV. And so the dilemma is, okay, so you could subscribe to Bally Sports, the app, right? And it's $30?
$19.99, $20.
Wait
a
minute. It's $19 if you only do Fox Sports Ohio. Right? Yes. So if you want to do a direct comparison, right, you would do Fox Sports Ohio and Fox Sports Great Lakes, which gives you Cavs, Guardians, Blue Jackets, which is what you'll get on FuboTV. So it's $30 if you want that package on the Bally Sports app, as opposed to basically at $20 on FuboTV. But if you compare that against YouTube TV, it's a $25 difference. It's getting hard to do math now. But
yeah, I don't know.
So it's tough, right? It's like, okay, do I want to pay that much more? I don't know. Plus, FuboTV doesn't have all the channels that YouTube TV has. It's missing some pretty good ones. It's missing like AMC. It's missing Cartoon Network. Like if you like Adult Swim.
They just dropped a bunch of AMC stuff.
Yeah, they dropped a whole bunch of AMC channels. They don't have Cartoon Network. They don't have Adult Swim. They don't have, they're not going to have your Rick and Morty.
You can't watch Better Call Saul reruns or Breaking Bad, Alex. You can't watch any of that stuff.
They don't have NBA TV unless you buy another add-on.
Right.
Yeah, there's just they don't have TNT, which has a lot of NBA games on it. So if there's a Cavs game on TNT, you're not going to have that. So there's just a lot of downsides that come with it too. So not only is it a price hike, but you're losing some good channels. There's some downsides. It's a tough call. It's a tough call,
Did you
Corey.
take it? Did you take it as that regional fee? Like, is that something subscribers have to opt into, or is that just dumped on you no matter what?
No, it's required because of the where we live.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying on the last episode, my brother-in-law has FuboTV, shared logins and all that stuff, and I kind of checked before every Cavs game, like they finally on there,
Not
and then
yet.
I looked it up and I saw the price hike. I'm like, ugh, he
Mhm.
probably isn't going to want to pay for that, right? I'll have to reach out to him and see
I
what his
did.
plans
I
are,
thought
but
I saw. Is it next month? It's supposed to happen
is it?
pretty soon.
Yeah. Well,
And
they announced it back in December, so pretty soon to me feels like
there's no
January,
grandfathered.
February.
There's no grandfathered.
Right.
Pricing. So if you're a current Fubo TV subscriber, you're getting the price hike. You're getting the regional fee, whether you want the channels or not. Is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, not the most exciting news, unfortunately. That's $89 a month is a tough pill to swallow unless you're already subscribed to that and you don't care about, basically what 18, 19 more dollars to your
I
bill.
might I might pause my YouTube TV and do the 7-day Fubo TV trial just to see how it
Just
is.
check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see if I can deal with paying more and switching. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. I do like you said, YouTube TV has NBA TV, and yeah, of course, we can't watch Cavs games, live or whatever, but they do post the Cavs games. What is it? 3 days after they happen, and that might feel like, well, what do I care? 3 days after I already know the score and stuff like that. But it's like, like some of these West Coast games, like they're late. Maybe you miss some of these games, and you're just like, you just want to go back and just watch it. It's a legit way to watch it. Not some janky streaming site, which is how I think a lot of fans are watching games right now.
Mhm.
And it is a way to kind of check out the Cavs games after they happened. So that is one nice thing that YouTube has. I was disappointed that Fubo TV didn't have NBA TV because I am enjoying that and checking
You
out the
can add
content
it.
on there. Yeah, well, for a cost though is what I mean, I guess.
It's I can't remember what it is. It's like almost like another $10 a month. So you'd
Yeah,
be
it's ridiculous.
paying
That's crazy. It's stupid.
95 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, not good news. Not good news, unfortunately. But yeah, there is. If you're interested in learning more, there's an article on Cleveland.com or just Google Fubo TV Cavs, and you'll see some stuff pop up. But that's basically the pricing. It'll be cost you about $90 on Fubo TV to watch Cavs games. So yeah, there you go, Cavs fans. That's what they leave us with. So, but maybe on some better news, Alex, you had something else you want to bring up.
Yeah.
Something
So
else with the Cavs.
another thing the Cavs are doing is the Cavs United Gold Pass. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's $299. It's an annual pass. It's good for a year, and it's mostly beneficial to season ticket holders, or maybe even half season ticket holders, or if you go to a lot of single game, get a lot of single game tickets and go to a lot of games, you could take advantage of it. But it
Mm-hmm.
gets you into like they have arena tours that you can do. You can sit courtside while the teams warm up before games. There's all kinds of benefits. Special merch. You can get free gear, all that
Is there
kind of
any
stuff.
actual games? Is there actually any tickets for games in that package, or like?
No, it's not a game ticket
Okay,
package. It's like an
okay.
add-on pass that gets you extra benefits,
Behind the
basically.
scenes
Yeah,
access, basically?
like the arena
That's
tours, the sitting courtside during warm-ups, that kind of stuff.
that sounds cool. And like 299, it might sound like a decent amount of money, but just go back to like the monthly cost of Fubo TV.
Yeah,
That's like 3 months of Fubo TV. 3 or 4 months
right,
of Fubo. It's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like to get a tour, be able to sit courtside. You're there anyways, right? And
right.
get some discounts on merch and stuff like that. So that's very cool,
Yeah, there's quite
and
a
a
bit to it.
pretty reasonable
There's
price.
like I'm looking through it right now. There's win a trip to the summer league,
Mm.
win a chance to host your own fantasy draft party at the field house, get your picture taken down on the court, chance to win tickets, feeless tickets, buying tickets without a fee, a coupon for the team shop, free decal, free poster, a hat, win a broadcast experience, get a special occasion message on the Jumbotron. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but it's very limited at the same time. So you get this pass, but then you got to go to the portal and sign up, register for these things because there's like a limited number per game. Like they might only do 8 seats for the sitting courtside warm-ups. Yeah.
So. And that makes sense. It's a little bit of a luck of the draw too, probably, to get picked, get in there, get registered, timing wise and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely something to check out, Cavs fans. And
if you're going to a lot of games, I'd say it's worth it. Like if I still had my half season tickets, I would probably do it because it's $300, gets you all this extra stuff. You're already there. Yeah, why not?
Exactly. It's a good call out there. I'm sure there's some more stuff on the Cavs website about that. Maybe even stuff in the Cavs app as well.
Yeah, Cavs United Gold Pass. I got an email about it, but if you Google it, it comes right up. It's like Sweet.io is actually the website, which is kind of a strange website, but it is legit. I checked it out.
Very nice. So keeping an eye on this score of the Cavs-Blazers game. There's about 3.5 minutes left. Cavs down 5 right now. Haven't seen Rubio check in yet, so that's good, Alex. We might have timed this good where we're going to wrap it up here soon. We're going to turn on the game, and Rubio's going to be checking in right when we turn it on.
Yeah, we better wrap this up.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Alex, you want to let them know where they can go ahead and follow us and connect with us.
Follow us on Twitter at Cavs Pick and Roll. Shoot us an email, cavspickandroll@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Cavs Pick and Roll Podcast. We're on YouTube now, so check out our YouTube stream. We're on Tumblr. What else, Corey? What am I missing here?
Instagram. We ain't doing no TikTok, though. I have to tell you that, Alex. We ain't going down that path. No Snapchat. We're good there.
No, not that desperate.
No, we're not. But MySpace, though, Alex, that could be something to look into.
I heard that's
still around,
It's like it's called Meta now, right? No, wait,
is it?
That's Facebook.
I don't know. That's Facebook. I don't know. You had a MySpace back in the day. We all did. But yeah, don't find us there, but find us everywhere else. Don't look it up. But appreciate your support and listening and tuning in, Cavs fans. And as always, we will talk to you again soon.
Peace out, Cavs fans.